So today I want to talk about becoming successful and using your mind, your subconscious mind, to assist and get you to where you want to go with that success. So we all want success in life. That's not anything new, and that's something that everybody wants and everybody's going to. It's part of human nature. That need for more, that desire for more. It's within us all. And regardless whether it's measured in money or happiness, whatever the success that you want can be yours through the proper use of your mind. And it's not some like pseudoscience, mythical type things that you have to do to properly use your mind. And it's actually a very simple and straightforward tool that, it's the one thing that makes every human, that connects every human, because every human that is capable of understanding these words that I'm saying is capable of using their mind to achieve the things, that anything that they want. And that is something that only us humans have. There's no other creatures or animals or plants on the earth that have that. And that's what connects all humans together, is their minds, their abilities that are given in our minds. And it's, again, a very simple idea, but it's something that you have to work at a little bit, but it doesn't have to be laborious at all. But getting into it, the first step is you have to be able to picture and feel what the success looks like. What does it feel like? If it's regarding money, you should be able to picture yourself, once you attain whatever it is that you're going after that's going to make you that successful person. Picture yourself and allow yourself to have those feelings that you would get once you achieve that, once you attain that level of success. You need to mentally picture. You can close your eyes and really allow yourself to just be in that moment, because once you close your eyes and you do that, your mind really doesn't know if it's real or not, because it's the sensations that it has. And it's the same if it's something for, if you have success is happiness in your life. Then you just imagine how you would feel once you fulfill your goal to reach that happiness. And the key here is that you really, really imagine and get those internal feelings from your imagination. Because I've heard all types of different stories that, this one that I read, it was about a fella that had been, he thought he was locked into on a train car. It was a freezer car. And he thought that, his mind told him that, because it was a freezer car, it's where the frozen goods were stored. And it was cold in there. So he continued to tell himself, he's going to freeze to death. He's going to freeze to death. And he ended up dying. But it came to find out that that train car's freezer was not working. So he actually convinced himself, and he, shivering and everything. And that's what they say was his reason. It was the power of the subconscious mind. They basically to tell you that, if you tell yourself that you're going through something, then you're going to go through it, whether that's good or bad. That's just the way that it works. So back to this, once you understand what it is that you want, to be able to close your eyes and go to that place, that's key. That's huge. And be able to have those feelings, because whether, like I said, once you close your eyes and you get those feelings, your mind, your subconscious mind, it makes no differentiation. It doesn't matter if it's in your real physical world or not. If it's in your mind, then it's real to your mind, and that's all your mind needs to know. And again, it's unable to make the distinction between the physical plane and the mental plane. And it's also another very important fact, and part of this is the things that you desire. You have to believe that you can have them. You have to believe within yourself that you're, worthy of it, that you can do it. It can't be something that you sit there and, it can't be a daydream. You can't sit there and and think about things and then turn around and deep down inside and say, oh, that's never going to happen, or not, or just feel like, well, I don't think that can happen to me. Whatever it is that you're picturing and you're imagining, if there's any doubt within you that you cannot do it or you cannot obtain it, then you will not obtain it. And it's the same goes true for, if the success that you want is more for somebody else, you can picture that, you can have those feelings and stuff, but if it's not really your desire, then this isn't going to work. This has to be, and I just did a little thing on self-realization, and that's really looking at yourself to say, well, what is it that I want? You have to be true to yourself and be real with yourself about what you want. Because if you're doing it for anybody or anything else other than yourself, then these things aren't going to work. And I think that's where a lot of people that try these things, it doesn't work because they're not being true to themselves. And and that can be a hard part within itself, because not everybody is all roses on the inside, and our thoughts can be kind of bad at times, and sometimes that's easier just to keep that to yourself and keep that in your mind and not really ever acknowledge that part of you. But that's a big thing. You have to acknowledge all of you and understand that you're perfectly fine the way that you are, and that there's nothing in your life, there's nothing within yourself that you can't work on to improve. You just have to want. You have to really want and desire to make those improvements, and you definitely can. So for the purpose of testing out this theory, or it's a science, but to test this out, it would be the best to start with something that deep down that you can achieve. Now, it really shouldn't be something that you've already achieved. If you've already had it, like, you don't want it to be, a new car. If you've ever had a new car, don't make your goal that you want a new car, because you already know how to get the new car. You need to do something that you really believe that you can do. That's the thing, is you have to know deep down inside that, yes, I believe that I can do that. And then from there, just on every day, just, whether it's in the morning, at night, just any time that it comes into your mind, just sit there and allow yourself to picture it in your mind and play with it in your mind, and really let those feelings come out through you as if you already had it, and then just leave it to, and then that's all there is to it. You just leave it to the universe and to your subconscious mind to work out all the details. I do know that as it's working, your subconscious mind, that you must act. You must, if an opportunity comes to you, you got to open the doors. You can't just blow things off and then just sit there, in your room or in your house and just say no to everything and just wait for it to appear. That's not going to work like that. You never know which small action or which small thing, some trivial meeting of somebody could lead into bringing to you what it is that you need. So if you're not doing, and you have to do stuff every day. Any opportunity that comes to you, you must open the door. You must take it. You must make that call. You must take that call. You must answer the door. There's just a lot of little things. You just have to act. You have to live your life and act upon the opportunities that you're given, because one of those, I guarantee you, one of them is going to bring to you whatever it is that you're asking for. But if you don't act upon those things, then you're never going to receive the things that you want. And and that in of itself could be something difficult for some people to go through. And to bring it back around, you have to develop those ideas. You have to have the desires of success and the desires of the goals. It has to be something true to yourself, something that you really want. You're not doing it for anybody else except for yourself. You have to know deep down within your soul that it's attainable, and you just picture it and you play with it in your mind. And then eventually, as you do this and you stay true to it, you're gonna have whatever it is that you want. But you can't have the negative thoughts. You can't have, you can't do this and then turn around and say something that goes against it, because what you're doing is you're undoing all of that work that you had done through playing with it in your mind. So that's can become the difficult part, because we're programmed. We've got these, we're programmed in our minds to think automatically in certain ways, and a lot of it is not. We don't automatically think in ways that improve us, especially if we're at a place in life where we say we want it to be better. Now, I believe everybody could always do better in life, but some people's vision of better is different than somebody else's. It just depends on where you're at in your happiness in your life. And if you're on the lower end of happiness, chances are you've got a lot of deep ingrained thoughts and things that were put into your mind that you're going to have to work through. And that's hard, because it's hard to go against your own thinking. It's hard, to use just your will to go against the things that you do. That's why it's hard to, it can be hard to lose weight because you're used to eating a certain way. It can be hard to quit smoking because that's it's a habit, and then you get the addiction. But the things that we're used to doing, we're comfortable doing, whether it's good for us, bad for us, whatever, it doesn't matter. We're comfortable. And it is easier to be comfortable than it is to be uncomfortable. And in order to make changes in your lives, you have to become uncomfortable. And you need to really get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And then once you're able to do that, you're going to see that, hey, this isn't that bad. And then once you actually start to receive the things that you're wanting, and these things start to come back to you, it's like, man, all I want to do is just keep making myself uncomfortable, because I see, more and more. But the things that I'm finding is the more that I dig into it, the more that I start to realize who I am and find out for myself that a lot of the things that I thought that I wanted to make me happy, those things aren't going to make me happy. What's going to make me happy is within myself, the way, I can create my own happiness, the way that I look at any moment, any day. You can choose to be happy. You can choose to look at the happy, or you can choose to look at the sad and the negative. And the more that you're able to remind yourself and do these things throughout your day, the more happiness that you get. And that's really what it's about. You can find the happiness in the small things. It doesn't have to be big, extravagant, things like that. That could be a side benefit of happiness, but really, just being happy with yourself it's a lot. It can really change your life, make you look at things differently, be more appreciative, more grateful, for sure. All those things really bring a lot. But I want to thank you for checking out the video. I hope there was something that you picked up that can help you or whatever. If you have any questions or any comments or ideas for posts, definitely leave them down in the comments. Until next time, have a good night. Take care.